from all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you how football is strong.
Welcome back, and time now to turn our attention to finals. Week 1 this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon at St Albans Park. As we said, Dale's chipping out there quickly to put his side through their pace in the under-18s. The reserves this afternoon, Anarchy playing Inverleigh. Clash of the Titans there. Don't worry, Anarchy been going okay. And the elimination tomorrow is Bannockburn and Bellpost Hill. East Geelong have got the week off, so the Eagles going well. And Bannockburn and Bellpost Hill going all right. We saw a bit of the Bannockburn game last week and they looked pretty good. They'll be playing Bellpost Hill. This afternoon, qualifying final, East Geelong and Werribee Central. As we said earlier in the show, Bellpost Hill made up a lot of ground over East Geelong percentage-wise and got the week off, so the Panthers are pretty happy with that. The Eagles, Dale, they didn't look 100% last week against Bannockburn. They did enough to get over the line, but they're going to have to be with it, I'd suspect, this afternoon against Werribee.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really close game. I think a couple of weeks back when these side played, I think up until three-quarter time, it was a fairly close encounter out at East Geelong, but they just overrun a Werribee side. Now, Werribee probably match up against East Geelong, I reckon, a little bit better than they probably would against Bellpost Hill in most of their size and their quickness around the ground. The factors will be coming back this week is Ryan Closter didn't play last week, Dean O'Hara didn't play last week. Those two blokes back on that side changed their structure all through. So it's going to be very interesting just to see if they're up and about and are going to play this week. But I reckon, as I said, Werribee, the last couple, after watching them against North Geelong where they were disappointing, haven't been too bad. They played some good footy. They kicked 30-something goals, or pretty close to 30 goals, I think, last week. And the week before, they start really well. And I just reckon East Geelong, if they're on their back foot from what it said those game and a little bit lethargic, they could jump them and might even get away and hold them out. So I'm really expecting this game to go right down to the wire. And, you know, it could go. But East Geelong, I don't think they played to their best in the weekend. They've got to play a lot better than they did. And I reckon it's within their capabilities to do so, but they've just got to get more of the ball in quickly.
Neville, I've only seen them twice this year, East Geelong. They've been terrible both times I've seen them. Bannockburn on Saturday and Bellpost earlier in the season. But they must be a pretty good side. They've won 16 games, 17 games for the year. They must be going okay.
Yeah, they've done something right. To lose top spot after you've won 17 games, lost one, and had a percentage of over 200, you think you'd finish nearly on top. But Bellpost Hill, the two sides have been really the top sides all year. I saw Werribee a couple of weeks ago against Thompson. They played very well. But I think just East Geelong might have Werribee Central's covered. But they've got Rosa Wigan back. And talking about Dean O'Hara, Dale, I think he's out for the rest of the year. He did his knee.
Ooh. Okay.
And I think he's had to have reconstruction on that, so he's out.
That's no
That's why they went and got Noy.
Yep.
To try and fill for O'Hara. And he's just starting to fit into the side. But it'll be a great game, I reckon, because they're both the heavyweights.
Yep.
I see they've had the advantage. I read or heard in the Wilds this morning that they've introduced Scrobber and he was out there training, so he's been out and had a couple of runs out there. So he's
well, and that's probably the other thing too is that Werribee Central's play the ground pretty well at St Albans, and so do East Geelong. So it's going to be interesting because it is a different dynamic in terms of the ground. We talk about that a lot leading up to the finals. It is, and depending on the weather as well, although we think it's going to be okay, but you never know. But wind also plays a part on that ground because it's so open. The
benefit, obviously, from Saturday's game too is having Primke get through the game, and he's the bloke that could be the key to him down back. So I just think he's the type of bloke that can really hold up. He's a good mark, just plays off his man a little bit, but he reads the game and the flight so well. They need to hit him firing, and they need two or three others. Mark Vetter's the other bloke that hasn't played a lot this year now. He may have gone away with work. I'm not too sure.
I think.
Has he? So he was the bloke that again was pretty good last year down back. But it's just there's a couple of other blokes from that side. Edmondson probably didn't have the big influence he'd had in recent weeks because he's been a bloke that gets forward, kicks goals. Murphy on screen there at the moment. He kicked goals after half time, and Jackson O'Neill held him really well in that first half. So if he can't get his hands on the ball early, they're going to really struggle. Connor's got goals early last week, but then after half time went missing. So, I'm giving Werribee a great show here this afternoon.
Oh, jeez, there you go. They won 17 games for the year.
Yeah, I know that. Well, as I said, 2 weeks ago,
I wasn't jumped off the wagon.
2 weeks ago, I wasn't impressed with Werribee, but after Saturday's game, I wasn't impressed with East Geelong. They did enough to win, as we said, but gee, I don't know. They're going to have to be a lot better than that than Werribee.
All right, so
although Bannockburn beat Werribee, I don't say. Maybe there's no reflection there either. So,
Jason, I think East Geelong probably needed that hit out.
Yeah,
I think Bannockburn took it right up to them, but they had 2 easy wins earlier. A bit like the Geelong what happened to Geelong, and then Adelaide took it up to them and they had a hard hit out.
And that's probably true because they played to their premium, didn't they? The maximum on Saturday, Bannockburn.
Yeah, they could have played any better.
Yeah, they played as well as they could and gave them a real good four-quarter effort, didn't they?
No, exactly.
Because they had to dig deep, East Geelong, to get over the line.
Yeah, a couple of decisions which, when ball turned around from the umpires' decisions, and I'm not blaming the umpires, but they got the ball down and kicked goals from that. It could have been, still 12 or 13 points of difference with, a bit of pressure on. And it's a funny thing, a bit of pressure.
So that's East Geelong and Werribee Centrals this afternoon. You can hear it live and exclusive on 94.7 The Pulse from 1:30 this afternoon at St Albans. Should be a great game. The qualifying final, the winner to go through and play Bellpost Till in the second semi-final next Saturday afternoon, and the loser to face the winner of tomorrow's elimination final, Dale between Inverleigh and Thompson.
Well, after Saturday's results, you wouldn't think that Thompson going to go too far, but we watched the Inverleigh and Thompson game 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that was probably one of the best games we've seen all year in relation to the way the ball was moved from one end of the ground to the other. Both sides really got the run-on game effect happening through. It was like they call it coast-to-coast football, and that's what both sides did, and were able to do it very well. Inverleigh have got a really good balance of young kids, so have Thompson. So the general ground size, I don't think will affect either side because they'll both be able to run the games out. I think just because Inverleigh's are just a little bit more settled in their kids have probably had a little bit more time at senior footy, and they've got some really class footballers in Muir, Peel, Jason Quinlivan, Prendergast when he's playing good footy. I think this brand of kid, Ryan Gerard's another one who kicks a few goals in their forward line. I just think their overall structure is probably going to be a little bit too much for Thompson this year. Great
to see, Neville, two teams that haven't played finals last year in the mix this year, and Thompson, we said, had played finals for a number of years but missed last year, so great to see them back and great for Inverleigh.
Yes, it's good. I'm really glad that Thompson have got into the fight because I like their coach, Christian Holland. I think he's done a magnificent job. He was thrown in the deep end at the end of last year and he's taken on that task. But I've seen Inverleigh probably out of the last 6 weeks, probably 4 or 5 times, and they have impressed me. And they impressed me the day they did play against Thompson because I thought Thompson took it right up to them. But I just think they have as the numbers to get over Thompson on Sunday.
All right, so you're thinking Inverleigh?
Oh, Inverleigh. I just think Hyman's is in good form. If Inverleigh lose this bloke, if he gets an injury or anything like that, that finishes their season. I think he's a big part of their structure and their game because he's just sensational. And young Carr that plays through their forward line, since Ansell's been out of the side, he's the other bloke. And I reckon if anyone wants to go and watch a bloke kick for goal, he is the perfect
pretty good,
bloke.
isn't he?
Oh, he's as casual as you want to come, but he's got the perfect action. And you go and watch Luke Forbes kick for goal, mate, and he does the crabs going sideways. So, 2 different aspects. Left footers are usually good.
Hyman's won their best and fairest too.
Yeah, look, as I said, it wouldn't surprise me. And we didn't have him in the interleague side. We had him in the squad, but for some reason he didn't want to train. But I've seen him a couple of times since, and he's been exceptional.
Very good. So that's Inverleigh and Thompson, the elimination final tomorrow afternoon, and you can hear that live and exclusive on 94.7 The Pulse as well from 1:30 on Sunday. And the winner is through to the first semi-final. The loser is out for season 2011, so 1 game. So, Neville, thanks for your involvement this morning. Good luck for the finals. I know it's going to be a fantastic 4 weeks. Hopefully, good weather and good crowds at St Albans.
Yeah, I hope so, Jason. And we've got the grand final on our own this year because there's no duplication. The Ballarat have got standalone, so we have standalone as well. And we're looking for an exciting final series.
That's a better structure, isn't it? Having a week apart. It's worked out really well for all 3 sides.
Stupidity doing that.
That's it. Get the press fired up before we leave. I love it. I love it. We're back by ourselves to the grand final, which we should be.
Football Geelong might be taking that. The under-18 competition's just been sunk.
Are we allowed to make an announcement about it yet, or we're not? Not yet. We're allowed to? Are we allowed to make an announcement about the grand final that it is going to be live?
Yes, it's going live, yes.
Live and exclusive on Channel 31 on Saturday the 10th of September, I think it is. So live and exclusive from 2 p.m. You can watch it live and exclusive on Channel 31 from St Albans. So it should be
bigger and better.
A great,
bigger and better, and even if any sponsors want to get on board to help sway the cost, we'll talk to them as well.
There's the plug. Speak to Nev. That's it for another week of GDFL football. We'll be back next Saturday. Maybe Dick will be back. We'll see whether we want him back or not. Until then, bye for now.
Let's get into it all until the final silence.